poprzednim odcinku.
No proszę, czyj tu komputerek mam? Zaraz zobaczymy, co się kryje przed mamusią, nie? O rany, znajdę na niego wszystkie brudy, przysięgam. Moi drodzy, jesteśmy w ostatnim odcinku Starfield Shattered Space, miniserii we współpracy z Bethesda Polska, w ramach której dzisiaj zobaczymy finał tego niezwykle ciekawego dodatku i może dowiemy się czegoś więcej o Wielkim Wężu, kto wie.
If you are not a member of House Bethel, you do not belong here. Another High Council lackey come begging? I told Lovick no more!
Forgive my brother. He has been forgetting his manners of late. Victor, this is a Nazgul's chosen. You recall Lovick sent word.
I recall he spoke of a newly anointed promised. And we do not need help, especially from an outsider.
You can't continue to refuse the council. You must act. Your inaction is killing you.
Precisely, which is why he leaves me no choice but to say this. My nephew Varric has left, and until he returns, Victor refuses to assist the council.
These are hardly matters for the ears of an outsider. And who are you to tell me what is vital and what is not? You are an outsider. You have no understanding of our house. Yes, quite the conundrum indeed.
Is this not the opportunity you've been looking for, brother? A third party capable of finding Varric?
Yes, you said so yourself. Someone with no loyalties to speak of. And if he's become promised, truly his arrival is more than coincidence.
Serpent, give me strength. You both speak true. Perhaps I have reacted in haste. Tell me, Harbinger, are you well practiced in discretion? I have heard reports on Ryujin from the Ministry of Conjunction. This news gives me hope. As Vittoria mentioned, my son, Varric, has left. Essentially, he has abandoned his post. And not only did he turn his back on his house, but the great serpent as well. He is a traitor and must be dealt with as such.
Victor, surely you don't mean it.
He does, Luther. He is allowing his fervent pride and anger to cloud his judgment. What my brother is trying to say is that he wishes his own son dead. First, we lose Vashti to that malignance tearing through Dazra. And now you so willingly offer up Varric. As if our house has not suffered enough loss already.
Of course it would. As someone from the settled systems, you have no concept of what the great serpent demands of us. I do not wish Varric dead, but as head of the Ministry of State, he left me no choice. All must serve. Those who refuse will be met with death. Exceptions show weakness, and we cannot afford to show weakness at a time like this.
We have done the same for less. You act as if death is the only answer. What about forgiveness?
I will not risk the Ministry's authority on the actions of my own son, even if he is my chosen heir. If the High Council wants my cooperation, I need you to find Varric and carry out his sentence.
And I would ask you to spare him. My brother is acting under impulse, not reason.
I have never been more clear. Speak against me one more time, and you will regret it. Varric has a signet ring with House Bethal's family crest. Bring it to me as proof of death. Only then will I grant you access to the power grid. There is no other way. The Ministry of State must uphold order, and you will be expected to serve as we all do. I recommend you start by speaking to patrons of the Herald's Rest. Some of Vedek's associates there may know where he went, but keep in mind, anyone who has directly aided him in hiding is an accomplice and shares his fate. See to it you do. All anyone needs to know is that you are looking for Vedek for personal reasons. I will not risk word of his disappearance getting out before I can say the situation has been handled.
No dobra, popytaj o Verika w Herald's Rest. Czołem, przybyłem. Tu kogoś mam zapytać w
I
knajpie.
don't need any free drinks from you.
A ja ci nie oferuję nic.
This railing is taken. And no, I'm not looking for company. Varric Vethal. And why should I know anything about the heir apparent? I'm nobody. Ask him yourself, if you find him. He does indeed. Well, he used to. Varric. One day we're inseparable, and the next, I've searched all of Dazra for him. But he's gone. Couldn't even leave a note. That means he either doesn't want to be found, or... well, I prefer not to think about it. So, what if I did? Like I said, he doesn't want to be found. If he did, I must have been too dense to pick up on it. You think so? I'm so tired. It's possible I missed something, but nothing comes to mind. All right, fine. But I'm only telling you this because I want him to be safe. I never found out where he is. But I know someone who might. His name is Tain Salavea. I can't guarantee Tain knows anything at all, but I know the two were speaking more frequently. Just promise me you'll let me know if you find Varric.
Dobra, zgrabnie poszła ta perswazja, powiem szczerze.
Thank you.
Dam znać. No to fruniemy. Tain ma tu przyjść. Czołem, Tain.
Hey, aren't you that outsider made promise that showed up here recently? Oh, wow. You really bought in, huh? I'm an outsider myself. It's hard to get into the whole giant snake thing. Yeah, it's something, isn't it? I've been toting stuff back and forth for these people for years and still get the cold shoulder most places I go. But then these people lose half their city and you show up, and suddenly it's divine intervention. Well, I don't doubt it. Not that anyone here knows, but in the other circles I run in, you got quite the impressive rep. Anyway, enough about that. What can I do you for? That's so. Well, I guess that depends, Harbinger. Who wants to know? Well, in that case, I can't help you. Although, let's just say after what went down here, my retirement's looking imminent, and I haven't exactly been saving up for a rainy day. So if you're feeling generous, maybe we can help each other out. Nice to see we operate on the same wavelength. I'm pretty sure he's heading into the Highlands. Just not sure where. But I do have the means to track him. So you just say the word and we're off to the races. Oh no, I'm stuck on you until this is over. Let's just say I have an investment to look after. Once we're outside of Dazra, I'll fire up my tracker and fingers crossed, it'll lead us right to him. Just head out the west gate, should be the fastest route.
No i przylnie do mnie, kurczę, jak ciasne gacie, nie? Wiesz co, Tain, fajnie by było, gdybyś pomógł, bo musimy się dowiedzieć tutaj, czy nie było Verika, a to wszystko sprawia kłopoty. Porozmawiam z Tainem nareszcie. O, muszę go ratować. Na pewno.
All my years and all the planets I've been on. Never gonna get used to those things. Sure looks like it. Damn House Baron. Wiping out half their city and bringing in whores like these. At least I don't see a body around here, so I hope that means Varric's alive. You find anything? Injured. Hope he doesn't bleed out by the time we find him. Well, what's next? Varric must have fled in a hurry since his tracker's still here. So guess the rest is up to us. Sounds like a plan. And hopefully that injury slows him down enough for us to catch up. Let's head back down and see what we can find. And by we, I mean you.
No dobra.
Quite the view. But let's not linger too long.
Akurat jestem za, podoba mi się pomysł. Farma Iriny. Przepytaj farmerki.
That's far enough, strangers. You want to tell me what you're doing on my property uninvited? Well, you won't find him here. This isn't exactly the type of place where house members frequent. I can understand that, but I can't help you. The only people here are my partner Zen and our daughter Mila. No one comes around here. We're isolated, and that's the way we like it. That's a generous offer.
Irina, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Zen, yes, I know quite well. Never mind my partner, they're just overly cautious. As I said before, I've never seen Varric Bethal. We keep to ourselves. There's no reason for a path to cross. But we did aid an injured young man a few days ago.
That's gotta be Varric.
It's too coincidental. It must have been him. We sent him north. There's a long-abandoned growth farm we felt he could make use of. He claimed he lost everything in the incident that swallowed half of Dazra. He wanted to start a new life. We even gave him 2 of our own growths to get started.
Thanks for the help.
All must serve.
All must dać się przekupić. No i Sotain, gdzie ten twój kumpel?
Varric's been busy if he got this much done. Nothing going on out here. How about you? Find anything?
Stary, on jest za tobą.
Never thought of Varric as the Dear Diary type. Sounds like it's a waiting game then.
It seems I have uninvited guests. You want to explain yourselves?
Whoa, hey, it's me. Dang. Put the gun down already.
It's not you I'm concerned about. It's your friends.
I assure you that weapon isn't necessary. It isn't necessary, right?
I wish I could say I was pleased to meet you, but something tells me this isn't a social call. Please, if you're here on my father's orders, allow me to plead my case. I'm glad someone does for once. I am not sure how familiar you are with our culture, but all I've ever wanted was the right to choose. I was born House Vithal. I was raised to inherit the role of elder, to run the Ministry of State, to worship the Great Serpent. But I want none of it.
With House Vithal? Easier said than done.
Agreed. Victor doesn't strike me as the easiest man to deal with.
It's never mattered how much I tried to reason with him. My father simply would not let me go. His pride and the fear of what it would mean for House Vithal is all he cares about. You sound as if you speak from experience. I envy you. Sometimes I would give anything for a supportive word from my father. All I want is to make my own life. Something Tane understood and was willing to help me with.
The credits help too, but yeah, guess you got the whole scoop now. Yup, we had a few things to discuss. I lost my ship to the incident, so I didn't want Varric running off thinking I could just grab him and go. I was also out all the credits he was gonna pay me. That's where you came in. I figured, why not two for the price of one? I didn't realize it was gonna turn into a whole thing.
So, now you know my true intentions for leaving, and given the circumstances, I may be here for some time. My hope now is to make the best of it here. I suppose I owe you that much. The truth is, the scaled citadel was the last straw. My people are so blinded by faith and politics, they don't see how it's destroying us. Anasko Varun eliminated half our population in the blink of an eye. My sister Vashti among them. I could no longer live in a society that won't put its people first. That would destroy itself in the name of a god that has done nothing for us. Especially when that faith leads to hate. I hope you can see why I want to walk away from all this. To start my own life. I ask that you give me that chance. Anything. Name it. My ring. Vashti gave it to me. It's all I have left of her since the cataclysm. The disaster took every physical reminder of her except for this ring. Just wiped her from existence. True. It's as if she's looking out for me. One last time. Take it. I'll find solace in the fact that the ring will remain with my family. And now I hope we are done here. Thank you for seeing reason. I owe you both my life and freedom.
Now that's over with. I'm gonna hang back here, talk to Varric a bit. Besides, I don't want to be around when you break the news to Victor. Do me a favor and find me at the Herald's Rest when you're done.
No i dobra, to wracamy do Wiktora, nie? Będzie zachwycony. Czołem, Wiktor. Sprawa jest.
Well, you're back. What news do you bring?
What have you done? Varric.
This blood is on your hands, Victor. I hope you remember this. I have not overlooked your involvement in this.
No, it was Varric's choice. He knew the consequences.
You were his father. You were supposed to protect him. You think you are doing what is right out of some blind dedication, but you are destroying this house. You already lost one child. You had to murder the other.
Victoria!
I will not hear any more of this. It is done. Leave us.
Oh, I am leaving to mourn my nephew whose memory you disgrace with your very presence.
Victoria!
Leave her be, Luther. The great serpent will guide her. She will understand in time and emerge stronger for it. Indeed it does. Now, only one matter remains to discuss. Did you find anyone who aided my son in his treachery? Well done. Unfortunately, I have heard ramblings among the people of Varric's disappearance. Wardens are dealing with the matter as we speak. But you restored order to this house, and have my gratitude. Here, the access code that Ekris needs to connect to the power grid. Now go. I have much to arrange.
Dobra, tamci nikt nie wiedzą, że bratanek żyje. Czołem, Erik. Odpalaj to cudo.
Our fate lies in the morning device. It must be completed. Did Victor finally relinquish the access code? excellent. We'll finally have the resources to fully charge the morning device. Now, let's hope House Kev is as forthcoming as the others.
No tak, zapomniałem, jeszcze jeden dom, to Fruniem, czy ukopanie.
House Kev, is at your service. Hello, Harbinger. Malibor has kept me informed of the situation. The deadlock of the High Council. I hope your presence here means things have changed. Good. Good. I'm pleased that the Council is once again working towards a solution. It felt wrong not to help. Do you know where I was when it happened? The incident, they call it. I was in the temple next door, conversing with my cousin. I was in the middle of replying to him about, I don't even recall. Some meaningless bit of family drama, I am sure. One moment he was there, and the next, gone. My cousin, the floor, the wall, just gone. I found myself looking out at the scaled citadel, unable to comprehend. And now, here I stand, the elder of House Kev. Lucky? Perhaps. I have been pondering it. Whether luck is a consideration if the great serpent guides all things. You cannot imagine it. A single moment of pure, terrible silence. A meter's distance was all that separated me from whatever has become of Dazra. I find that through all the chaos and the scrambling since, my mind drifts back to that moment. I could be gone as well. But here I remain, spared. And I do not know why. Hopefully you can deliver them from this. But what comes after? What about the next trial? I'm sorry. I should shoulder my own burdens, not force them upon you. I've grown so tired of the Council squabbling, and I want no further part in it. I have no demands, no requests. All must serve. And House Kev is no exception. An attempt was made, but I admit it was not as forceful as it should have been. It was clear it was going to fall on deaf ears. Here is what I can tell you. Sometime before our current calamity, Enesco Varun approached me looking for information about his grandfather's time. He was frustrated at the lack of progress. House Kev keeps extensive records, you see. While I was never told the exact reason behind the inquiry, I was able to deduce a fair amount. I provided him with the shipping manifests from the time of the Serpent's Crusade, materials and equipment that suggested some highly specialized research. I told Enesco where those materials had been sent. Weeks later, well, you've seen the Citadel. You know as well as any where we are now. I believe so. Yes. Enesco returned from the site in unusually good spirits. He boasted of something called the Vortex Interlock, and that it was the key to unlocking some new unseen potential. Whatever records exist of this interlock were swallowed up with the Citadel. And as for the original site, executors were sent, but did not return. And we can spare no more casualties. So I suggest you visit Malin Dam to the southeast. I believe it is more than it seems. It is the only place to learn more about these vortex interlocks and what connection they may have to the events at the Citadel. And should your search be fruitful, Make sure it is known that House Dulcev was proud to serve when called upon.
Stary, jak ty spokojnie opowiadasz, to w pewnym momencie mózg odpływa i zaczynam być zahipnotyzowany. Idzie zasnąć normalnie, to straszne, nie? Czołem młody.
You can't get in there, not unless you have a card. So, you're trying to get in there? You're not the first person to come here recently, you know? Anasko Varun himself was here. I saw him, but he didn't talk to me. And there were too many other people around him. They all looked really serious. That doesn't sound right. Why would it have anything to do with that? I didn't even see all that much anyway. But I did see them go in. They had cards that let them open the door. I found one after they'd left. I thought about using it, but I didn't want to get in trouble. Kavil said I should give it to him for safekeeping. So I did. Maybe... Okay, good luck.
Dobra, to idziemy po kartę, dogadać się. Nie muszę się dogadywać, bo koleś tak stoi, że może... A jestem genialny, dlatego uwielbiam kradzież, nie? W Skyrimie tak samo kradłem wszystko. I są tego zacne efekty, no. Zapora, lin, czółko. Zbadaj zaporę. O kurde, jak to jest cicho i samotnie. No nic, trzeba znaleźć ślady, o których była mowa. Czyżby tutaj? A i owszem. I dokąd mnie to doprowadzi?
You are not welcome here. You will leave immediately. This is your only warning. The choice is yours to make. But if you do not turn back, there's only one way this can end. Jinan Baron himself charged us with the protection of this facility. It was his last order, and it will be carried out. Yes, I know this Anasko. He visited, reinforced his grandfather's order. The work done here must be safeguarded, protected, never permitted to leave. None but the Speaker may decide otherwise. And you are not the Speaker.
Ona w taki sposób się mówi. Why do you do this? I'm Dracula, I'm here to suck your blood. Mam nadzieję, że mnie nie zaatakują, że to tylko takie czcze gadanie, nie?
You were warned. You did not listen. Very well. The Speaker's orders will be carried out. You must die.
No dobra. Niech ci będzie, pani upiór. O kurde, całkiem mocna jest. Ja cię kręcę. No dobra. Mamy to, dowiedz się więcej o upiorach. A z chęcią. Musiałbym iść tędy, prawda? Tak jest. Znaj sposób na otwarcie drzwi. A to jaki? Co my tu mamy? Nieźle. Okej, eksperyment z teleportacją będzie 3, 3, 5, prawda? Tak jest. I tu przychodzi karta. Mamy to. Ekstra. I teraz ty. Wszystko cacy. Kurde, ja myślałem, muszę Sarę wziąć. Byłem święcie przekonany, że ją muszę przeteleportować gdzieś, nie? Ale nie, to było przekombinowane. Na szczęście udało się ogarnąć. Dawaj amunicję. Choć tyle, nie?
You think you would be rid of me so easily? The arrogance. The work done here has tied us to this place for all time. That is why we have agreed to guard it.
Sister, have you not finished this game? You should have heeded Courageous words in the beginning, little one. This is no place for you.
The outcome has not changed, Vedrasia. We are still in control here. I have my orders, and I will follow them. Do you even understand why you are here? What it is you are looking for? This seems a fool's errand. So, you do know something about this place. It does not matter. The interlocks are not yours. They belong here with us, and they will stay here. You should have left when you had the chance.
I z każdym razem będzie was coraz więcej. Uparci jesteście, na szczęście. Mam trochę amunicji do jednej z moich ulubionych broni. Choć jak tak będziecie się pokazywać, no nie wierzę, kurde, i tak co chwilę będą do mnie podlatywać i atakować mnie. Jeszcze się nie dogadali.
Do you not grow weary of this? I assure you, it will not end. You simply do not listen. How disappointing. We cannot be defeated in combat. I have already made it clear that you cannot.
This is turning into a most exhilarating exercise.
All this noise over one little trespasser. Let us be done with this already.
The experiments here have ensured our resilience. We endure because it has been ordered of us. House Faroon's return to greatness begins with the work done here. And until that time comes, we will keep it safe. I cannot. The Speaker gave orders. He speaks for the Great Serpent. The orders must be followed.
Jacy wy jesteście cholernie uparci. Normalnie nie mam słów. Nie da się z nimi dogadać w ogóle. I co teraz? Mam wracać, nie? Tak jest. No, destabilizacja totalna. Jak teraz uknąłem to od biegania szybkiego, to kurde bele. Odbieraj.
No! You utter fool! Don't you have any idea what you have done?
No, pierwsi mnie zaatakowaliście.
Those interlocks power our pods. You have killed Vedrasa. What is more, you have disrupted the flow of power within the dam. You are one step from dooming those farmers on the surface. All right, hero. You have proven yourself a commendable opponent. But now, you have a choice to make. If you can remove the remaining interlock, you will have bested us. But you will ruin the lives of those above us. Or we can continue this contest of wills and see which of us is stronger. The choice is yours. But we do. My dedication to the Great Serpent demands my obedience to his Speaker's orders.
Zaatakowali mnie bezczelnie. Bez słowa. Wiecie, o, grozili mi i tak dalej. A teraz, kurde, pretensje mają do nich, że ich powstrzymałem, nie? I robię swoje. Nie mogli powiedzieć wcześniej, że jeżeli odłączysz, to zginą moi towarzysze. A teraz mają pretensje. No masakra. To samolubne, nie? A czemuż to nie mogę tego odpalić? A, już kumam. Otwórz drzwi. Dobra. I to trzeba rozwalić, nie?
Warning.
Tak jest.
Critical power failure. Dam function compromised. Emergency evacuation protocols enact. Please exit the facility.
Tylko jeszcze odpalmy to. Dobra.
I hope pulling that extra interlock was the right thing to do.
Nie mam pojęcia, ale tak czuję. Dobra, wychodzimy i zobaczymy, czy coś się zmieniło.
That water looks suspicious. The dam seems to be safeguarding the farm on the other end of the lake.
To nic im nie będzie w takim razie. Dobra, Eryk, działaj.
Great Serpent guide you in your endeavors. I am old and my eyesight is not what it used to be, but I know the face of success when I see it. Your lead from Haustul Kef paid off. I have heard of such a thing. Recently, in fact, just before the accident. That is apparently not a coincidence. We do not need it for the device, but if this accounts for some of the leaps in progress in the Citadel, you may wish to hold on to it. As much as I have devoted my life to science, one cannot deny that there is an occasional spark of the divine. The Great Serpent has use for this, and you, still to come. Your timing is excellent, in fact. I believe we are ready to proceed. Just a few quick preparations. Creating the necessary connections. It is done. Harbinger, will you do us the honor? All personnel to stations. Clear the platform.
Activating power grid interlink.
Powering grav drive.
Field projector, standing by.
Extending stabilizers.
Grav field, stable.
Capacitors fully charged.
All stations reporting. Ready to proceed with targeting.
Targeting system engaged.
Calibrating lens array.
Adjusting counterweights.
Locking axial tilt. Device is in position.
It's time. On your mark. Fire!
Use the shell of the world.
Focus.
Beam on target.
Power draw exceeding capacity.
It is working. Steady.
Attempting to stabilize.
Detecting graviton flux.
Grav field.
Hold. Hold! We cannot fail the speaker now.
Rerouting power.
Burning out.
Enough! Shut it down!
Cutting power.
Grav drive, cycling down.
Turning to 0 point.
Retracting stabilizers.
Shutdown complete.
Clear! Well done, all. Well done. We have done all we can. I am sure the council is waiting to speak with you.
W porządku. To chodźmy z nim pogadać. Jakby nie wiesz, że to się udało, bo wrażenie robiło raczej odwrotne, ale dobra. Niech wam będzie, skoro się udało, trzeba świętować, nie?
I was not certain this would work, but it seems the serpent has blessed us.
You have always lacked faith, Dulkev.
One could argue that faith got us into this mess in the first place.
Enough. It is time for action, not bickering.
Agreed. We must secure the Citadel. Send in everyone.
Are you mad? We have no idea how stable this is. No idea what is happening inside.
Time is a luxury we do not have. Committing a large force is impossible. There have been reports of increased zealot activity, no doubt in response to what we have been doing here.
It would be unwise to leave Dasra even more vulnerable than it already is.
And, to be candid, we have no idea what will happen to anyone entering the Citadel. We must minimize the potential risk.
I suppose this is where we step up. After all, Constellation is about taking risks to explore the unknown.
Really? I do not doubt our newest member's conviction, but...
What else can we do? He is the only one who can communicate with Anasco. Save as much as you can. Save it all, if possible, but the Speaker must be your priority. Do whatever it takes to bring Anasco back to us. I pray it will be so. May the Serpent guide you on your path. We will speak again soon.
No, chyba, że wcześniej umrę, nie? Dobra, włazimy do Cytadeli. Trochę się boję, ale jakoś to będzie. O, Anasko.
You're really here. Oh, I feared what I saw. That connection we made was yet another vision. This is real, is it not? I knew the Serpent would deliver me from this nightmare, that there must be some way out. Every time I have attempted to leave this place, I find myself lost, wandering, unable to see. There is nothing out there. Tell me, what of Dazra, the people of House Faroon? I have had terrible visions, a dreadful sense of loss. Your loyalty is noted and indeed appreciated. I cannot help but mourn all that we have lost, all that I have caused. You must believe me. We meant none of this. All of the research, the calculations, we thought we could contain it. I only ever wanted to help, to improve, to elevate House Faroon. You do not understand. We cannot simply leave. The chain reaction that started, it is self-sustaining. We tried everything. We had hoped we could complete the experiment, but then the vortex interlock burned out. You have one, don't you? I can feel the power from here. Then the Serpent truly has sent you to us. I wish I could guarantee your safety, but I am graced by the Serpent and have retained my faculties. So many of my people were not as fortunate. You will have no choice but to deal with them. The reactor level is below us. Bring the interlock there. We will need it if we wish to see this through.
No stary, nie wiem, ja mu jakoś nie ufam, nie? A on coś kurde knuje. A, na szczęście nie ma wrogów. O, pospieszyłem się, kurde bele. Cholera, jakich tu wielu. I całą tę drogę. Wszystko to wytłuc. Okej. Dobra, teraz łaskawie dajcie mi amunicję. Ja stąd spadam. Duchy, roboty, wszystko przeciwko mnie. A ja po prostu chcę się do Anaskowaruna dostać, nie? Czyżby? Cytadela, poziom reaktora. Jak reaktor, znaczy, że blisko jesteśmy. Czółko.
As I said, a new vortex interlock is needed. We did not anticipate that we might have erred in our recreation of the vortex interlock, or that we could overload it.
Opowiadaj, stary, bo jestem ciekaw, co tu wymyśliłeś.
Finally, it is time. Come, see what you have helped to save.
O kurde bele. Atak klonów?
With all that has gone wrong, all we have sacrificed, I confess I had lost hope. I grew up hearing stories of my grandfather's communion with the Great Serpent, the immense responsibility he was given to create and guide House Varun. By the time I became Speaker and inherited that responsibility, so much had changed. The once proud glory of House Varun was diminished. We had lost our way, and I alone could not discern a path forward. I required the Great Serpent's guidance once more. So, I set out to find him. Perhaps, but were that true, were he to judge me for it, I could accept that. It would have been worth it, all the same. Perhaps that judgment still awaits me, for thus far I have not seen his glory in person. I learned that my grandfather had attempted something similar. I found reassurance in that idea that he, too, sought additional instruction from the Serpent. And over time, I began to see that the Great Serpent had indeed left a path for me, hidden amongst the experimental failures and setbacks. This vortex, the place between places, and the energy it holds, could be harnessed, refined, directed. No, an unfortunate consequence of simple beings grappling with divine power, a mistake that will not be repeated, I assure you. Utilizing the vortex energy, we have learned that we can create powerful warriors, capable of teleporting vast distances in an instant. The brave volunteers in this room await the chance to be the first wave of soldiers, loyal to the Great Serpent and our cause. House Varun can project force on a scale unimaginable in the history of the human race. Tinan Varun's mandate can be fulfilled. The Serpent's crusade can begin anew. Despite all that has happened, their life support system has remained stable. Just one more sign from the Great Serpent that we are following his will. And now, the glorious honor falls to you, my faithful servant. Activate the pods, carry out the Serpent's will, and begin House Varun's triumph.
Stary, jeżeli ma być szczery, protokół krucjatywiru, wolałbym nie. Porozmawiać z Anasko. Jest też opcja odłączenia ich i chciałbym to zrobić, bo wydaje mi się to najlepszą opcją, no bo inaczej co, wyślę ich wszystkich, kurde, do kolektywu i przerąbane. I wolne kolonie oberwą, nie? Wyłącza ich, tyle no.
You've killed them all! You think you can override the will of the Great Serpent? You pledged yourself to House Varun, but you are like all the rest. Weak of will, short of sight, a betrayer. And in the end, you have changed nothing! There will always be one more willing to serve, and once I have restored the Citadel, I will find them and send them out into the settled systems.
Dobra.
Zealots! Of course they would attempt to poison this, as they do all things. They will not stop me. The work will be completed now! Come then, all of you, ascend the Citadel, or squabble amongst yourselves. I will await you at the pinnacle.
Na szczycie, no dobra. Uda się na szczyt, to lecimy. Kurde bele, nie sądziłem, że tak sprawnie pójdzie, ale znaczy sprawnie odłączyłem ich wszystkich, nie? Dzień dobry.
Despite your attempts to meddle, you have nonetheless served your part in the Serpent's plan. Neither you nor the Zealots will disrupt our achievement now. The gate will cycle one more time, shifting the Citadel into the vortex. You and those bothersome Zealots trapped inside will be cast into the void forever. And I will carry on the crusade myself. No, I speak for the Great Serpent. I carry out his will.
Okej. Trochę obrywa. Trzeba po prostu złapać. A jak to odpalę... A, widzicie, i teraz... Dobra, teraz kumam. I teraz, jak mu przywalę w to, on się nie będzie cały czas odradzał. Nice. Dobra, czego znaleźć teraz? Anasko, chciałem was zgładzić. O, ucieknij z Cytadeli. Okej. A którędy? Jakieś złote rozwiązania? O kurde bele. O kurde bele. O kurde bele. Jak stąd zjać? Ja cię kręcę. No dobra. To wesoło. Ja pierniczę wesoło. Ojoj, cofa mnie, niedobrze. Kurde bele. Nie wiem którędy. A tędy, okej. Dawaj. O mordę. Ocaliliśmy tyłek. Ale jaja.
Slowly.
It's a relief to see you conscious. Had us worried there.
I cannot believe it. The Citadel is gone. There is no sign of Anasko. You failed. You brought us no scrap of hope for the future? Then I suppose you are fortunate.
No one standing in this room right now is fortunate. We have no speaker, no Citadel. Where is Anasko? Then truly, we are lost. Without Anasko, there is no speaker. There is no way forward.
Perhaps. Or perhaps we acknowledge a simple truth. We are currently the government. We decide what happens from here.
You would dare speak of treason? Heresy!
I speak of survival.
Please, calm down, both of you.
This is not a time to be calm or sit idly by. This is a time for action. We, the three of us, are the High Council. All of House Varun looks to us for guidance. We should provide it.
Yes, Jamal is right. We would have to name a new speaker.
Malabor, you cannot possibly be considering this madness. We do not have that kind of authority. It is not within our power.
But Lovek, it can be. We can decide that right here, right now. We can carve a path forward for House Varun. Or else, we can sit by and watch all that we have built crumble around us.
And what assurance do I have that the two of you are not just looking to usurp power for yourselves?
Then we let the Harbinger decide. And we have a herald here as a witness.
I think it is. 3 houses stand before you. Simply choose which should represent House Varun going forward. Surely you cannot mean this. House Varun's survival is paramount. To say such a thing is heresy. You would brand yourself a traitor. This is a result of your escape, yes? You hit your head. You do not mean what you just said. Then decisions about our future no longer concern you. Out of respect for all you have done for us, you will be allowed to leave the city. But after that, you are an enemy of House Varun and will be killed on sight. Go then. Go back to the worthless settled systems and share their fate when the shrouding comes. For it will come.
Ja uwielbiam, wiecie co uwielbiam w tym dodatku? Że możemy na koniec powiedzieć, wiecie co, jesteście w ogóle sektą, mam was w nosie, nara wam. Zarąbiście. Moi drodzy, ukończyliśmy szaloną, ale jakże udaną przygodę w Starfield Shattered Space. Nieźle. No i staliśmy się Varunów wrogiem. Powygłupiamy się jeszcze. Spoko, gra zapisana, więc tutaj nic się złego nie stanie, ale mam nadzieję, że ta osobliwa przeprawa przez kult Wielkiego Węża się wam podobała. Pamiętajcie o kciuku w górę, jeżeli tak. Tymczasem ode mnie w tym odcinku i tej serii to tyle. Mam nadzieję, że się wam podobało. Pamiętajcie, że moje odcinki powstają dzięki wsparciu patronu z Patronite'a. Link do niego macie na ekranie i poniżej. Moją stronkę, na której są top listy, mojego Instagrama, Facebooka i wszystkie inne fajne miejsca znajdziecie oczywiście w opisie. No i raz jeszcze pamiętajcie o kciuku w górę, bo to nic nie kosztuje, a bardzo wspiera kanał. Dzięki za uwagę, moi drodzy, i do miłego usłyszenia.